everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm on my way to Norwich. It's a bit of a catch-up time, see how things are going at the moment, where I'm up to training wise, racing wise, nutrition wise, all sorts of stuff to go through really. I'm going up to Norwich for a haircut and a pre-New York Marathon massage. And a bit of lunch, and I just thought I would take the time to do a little bit of a catch-up with things. So first things first, training wise, I've got New York Marathon this weekend, pacing Greg to hopefully 3:45. I must admit I'm a little bit terrified because I've missed the odd session here or there just through injury and circumstances. I mean, I'm talking like one session a week, but they always tend to be whatever the long run session is. So I have missed one or two of my long runs. 2 hours running I know I'm good for. 3 hours is going to be interesting. 3:45, I just hope I can hang on. I know the pace we're going for, about 8:40 miling, should be quite comfortable. Heart rate should ideally be about 150 to start off with. It is a big city marathon, so it may be a little bit raised. I just hope it's not too much raised, because it'll only get higher as the race goes on, which is what I don't want. But hopefully, I like to think 3 hours I should be good for. I have done a bit of this is being done off my Ironman training block and being hopefully still, I'm not Ironman fit, but I've got all that fitness in me, so hopefully that will see me some way around. I'm going to be fueled up, taking Maurten gels and Maurten energy drink pre-race. As I said, the pace should be comfortable. I'm just hoping I can pace him at least to 20 miles and then I'll be happy. He's a very good runner and has been training fantastically well, so I can't wait to hopefully get this marathon done successfully, and then I want to give him a really fast 5k or 10k target to see exactly his ability. We've been putting in lots of long steady miles but I really need to see where his maximal effort is to be able to pace the next marathon training block. Our goal is World Marathon Majors, and obviously the last one of those, Boston, we're going to have to qualify him for, and I wouldn't mind qualifying again for it as well. And we did 4 hours for his first marathon. Plan is 3:45 for this one. Tokyo we're into as well, which hopefully I would like to be 3:30. And then the plan is Berlin in September, which will be, hopefully the target will be a Boston qualifier, so 3:15ish is going to take a lot of effort, a lot of focus and big blocks of training, but that is the goal over those few blocks. So yeah, this weekend New York Marathon, and then a month after that, beginning of December, I've got Valencia Marathon, which is more of my target race. Ideally I'd want to be between 3:10 and 3:15. I just don't know if that is achievable at the moment. I don't know if I've got some sort of a COVID hangover or a COVID vaccine hangover or what, but if you've seen my last few videos, you'll know that my heart rate is kind of all over the place at the moment. Even last night's session I did 4 by 5 minutes and then 5 by 1 minute, and the 4 by 5 minutes I did at 7:10, 7:08, 7:06, 7:04 minute miling, and then the 5 by 1 minute I did at 6:40 down to about 6:25 minute miling, and it feels so much harder than 2 or 3 years ago. Yes, I know I'm 2 or 3 years older, but I've been training right the way through, so I can't see where there's a real reason for a massive drop off in performance. I've been training right the way through. I've not had a break. Even during lockdown I was still doing virtual races on my own, so I can't see why I should be so massively less fit than I was 2 or 3 years ago, unless you know different. If you do know, please whack something in the comments. But my threshold pace used to be 6:49 miling, 6:50 miling, and I actually did a half marathon 2019 at 6:49 miling. It's my half marathon PB, and I did a 10-mile race in the build up to that at 6:48 miling. But now 4x5 minutes at 7 and 10 down to 7-minute miling has got my heart rate in the 185, 187, which it never ever used to be. It never ever used to go that high. So I don't know if I've got some sort of a COVID hangover, an illness that I'm not shaking off, or what, but hopefully I can get New York Marathon out of the way, then I can get a nice 3-week block in, fine-tune the pace, work out exactly the plan for Valencia, and then even if it's not a PB race, then hopefully, like a lot of people, I just want to put in a solid marathon where you're not hanging out the last few miles, you're not dying on your arse the last few miles, you're not getting to 16, 17, 18 miles and then thinking, oh god, this is so painful, I'm never going to get done. I just like a decent, well-paced, I don't even want a negative split, just a steady race effort right the way through, so I know exactly where I am. That would be quite nice. That's part of my problem at the moment. I don't know exactly what my fitness is because my heart rate is fluctuating all the time. One good training session, one hideous training session. I don't really know. So yeah, New York Marathon, Valencia Marathon, and then see what exactly is going on. So the month after Valencia Marathon, I've then got Wyndham New Year's Day 10k, which is a race I've done probably 9 or 10 times before, and that will be a very good indicator of exactly my fitness. I know the course really well. I know the paces in the past I've gone out at. It's kind of like a mile steady uphill, flat 4 miles, and then a mile steady downhill to the finish. So yeah, it's a course I know really well. It's a race I know really well and love. It's a great start to the year, and hopefully with some speed work over Christmas, the New Year's Day 10k will tell me exactly where I am for the year ahead. So that's what I've got coming up over the next couple of months. Race wise, nutrition wise, I've just hit on 74 kilos, and I was down to, what was I down to? 70, low 73s I think before Portugal, and then I had a week of holiday and I ate like a big fat disgusting pig for a week. 2 scoop ice creams. I was going to say 3 scoop ice creams, but I never had a 3 scoop ice cream. I did have black cherry cheesecake and flipping dark chocolate 2 scoop waffle cone ice creams most evenings, and coffees and burgers and steaks and all the stuff you should eat on holiday when you let your hair down and do what you want. So I have had a good week. The day I got back, or the morning after I got back, I weighed myself at 76 kilos, but 2 days later, just through getting back onto my standard regular eating regime, I'm back to 74.1 I think it was this morning. So that is a bonus. I've eaten like a pig for a week and hopefully come out of it relatively unscathed, and that puts me back on towards my Valencia goal of 70 kilos. So weight wise, I've had a good blowout. I knew it was a good blowout. I knew it was only going to be while we're on holiday. It's things like travelling. We did 3,000 miles in 10 days in this van. I am going to do a separate video on this van because it was so amazing on holiday that I think I should probably do a video on it. But yeah, we did 3,000 miles driving in 10 days, and you just have to sometimes eat a bag of Haribo and a packet of crisps just to make a few miles go by, and so I did that quite often. At one point I bought 2 bags of Haribo and then ate one of the bags over the course of 100 miles or so, and then stopped at a service station, threw all of my rubbish into the litter bin, including the second bag of Haribo, so I didn't get to pig out on that. But even so, I did eat a load of crap for 10 days, hopefully come out of it relatively unscathed, and feeling quite positive, because if I'm only a kilo over what I was before the holiday, then that's good. I've done what I wanted to, which was forget the diet for a week, have a good holiday, get back straight on it, and that's exactly what I've done. I've got straight back on it. So weight-wise, going well. Something else I've discovered over the last 2 weeks is taping my mouth up when I sleep. My physio mentioned it. I saw it on some Instagram reels. I brought some of these rubbish little mouth-shaped plasters off Amazon and promptly gave up on them because they're tiny. I've got a roll of like bandage tape, vet tape I think it's called, and I just whack a strip of that over my mouth after cleaning my teeth before going to bed. You have to be very careful, obviously, if you're bunged up and you can't breathe through your nose, or you got a bit of congestion or whatever, I don't do it. But probably 9 nights out of 10 over the last couple of weeks, I've managed to tape my mouth up at night, and it's still been there in the morning. And what it does is, apparently over millennia, our nasal passages have shrunk as our brains have grown, and everyone's fallen into this trap of breathing through your mouth because it's easier than breathing through your nose. But obviously you should breathe through your nose. You're designed to breathe through your nose. That's where all the hairs are to stop things going into your lungs. Your nasal passages are slim enough or narrow enough that you should breathe deeply, drawing the air in through your nostrils and not doing what I normally do, which is head back, mouth open, and breathe through the night like Darth Vader, alternating with snoring, and occasionally get a punch from Vicky to say, stop it, you're snoring. So taping my mouth up, I'm not snoring, I'm sleeping well. My deep sleep numbers are improving. I'm getting like an hour and a half of deep sleep where it used to be 15 minutes or even 10 minutes of deep sleep according to my Garmin. So I'm sleeping well. I'm able to sleep on my back, which is what I want to do. I was always advised by physios you should ideally sleep on your back in a straight line. So I'm able to sleep on my back because I'm not snoring or waking Vicky or even myself up. Good quality deep sleep, breathing through my nose, big deep abdominal breathing, and I'm really enjoying it. The first night I tried taping my mouth up, I woke up in the morning with the tape stuck to my big toe. That was a bit of a fail, but it just sort of, you're not trying to breathe through the tape, you're not pushing it out and into trying to breathe through it. The tape just holds your mouth closed and you learn to breathe through your nose. So I don't think the tape is going to be needed all the time. I know when I mentioned it to Vicky, she said that she's taught herself to breathe through her nose because she's scared of spiders going into her mouth. But I think they get in if they want to get in, I don't know. But anyway, what the tape does, it just teaches you to keep your mouth closed and to breathe through your nose. So hopefully I won't have to do it forever, because it does leave a bit of a sticky residue on your face, which isn't great. So yeah, nutrition going well, taping my mouth up and getting good quality sleep going well, training pretty much on track, a couple of big races coming up. What else was I going to say? What else have I done just recently? Okay, this is what I was going to also mention was the gym that I swim at, my swimming membership is also for the gym, and it's also for all the sessions, and they've just started doing yoga there. So over the not last week because I was in Portugal, but the previous 2 or 3 weeks I've done a yoga class once a week, and that's fabulous. I've really enjoyed it. The teacher's very good, the session flows really well, it tests you if you want to be tested. And I know personally my flexibility is hideous. I've got no flexibility in my lower back. I don't know if it's related to my back injury when I broke my back 8 years ago, but I've just not got the flexibility, and I like to think through doing these yoga sessions and having them that you have to book on and get to, so you've got the accountability that we all know makes things work. It's something I've tried in the past on YouTube, and you just put it off and you don't do it, and the next day you don't do it, and before you know it you've forgotten it even existed. But having the accountability of doing it once a week in a class is great. So yoga I've really enjoyed. But the other thing I enjoyed the previous week to that, and I will go back to after New York Marathon, is I went and did a CrossFit session. So the way it happened is the physio I used, Josh Holman, who is an amazing triathlete. I think he came, was it 4th or 8th overall at Ironman Barcelona just recently. Lovely guy, also a physio. He works in a few different gyms, and he also works where I get my hair cut. I was seeing him today, but he works in a gym with a physio bench. And I went there for a massage, and while I was there, it was in a new CrossFit gym. So whilst I was waiting for him, I had a little look about the gym, and I spoke to the gym owner. Also, nice chap. His wife also manages it as well. It's a very new CrossFit gym. They're offering some free taster sessions, and so I signed up for a taster session. And I think we did an erg WOD or erg something. It was basically 2 minutes to do a load of sort of hand skiing and some weighted lunges and some dumbbell lifts, and you had 2 minutes to do as many as you could, and then you repeat on a cycle over 30 minutes. So we did 30 minutes of 2-minute intervals of getting to a total of 125 calories on this ski thing, and then some weighted lunges and stuff mixed in with it. It was great fun. I really, really enjoyed it, and I am definitely, once New York is done, I'm going to sign up and get a 10-session block with them. You hear that? Bloody stone just hit my van. Didn't break anything. Yeah, I'm going to sign up and get a 10-session block, which I'm going to use between New York and Valencia marathons. I really think it could be a useful tool. You know, I've mentioned it a few times in the past that I do want to do a lot better at my strength training. I know I have to do it. I know once you hit 40, you lose muscle mass terrifyingly fast, and I know I am. I've got bingo wings if I shake my arm, so I know I want to improve my strength training, and I try from time to time, and I'm just not very reliable. But again, with the yoga, if I can be scheduled in to go to certain sessions of CrossFit, it'll increase my knowledge and understanding of gym sessions and what I can do, and learn some little sessions I can do at home. But B, it'll also push me. I was super competitive when I got there with the other guys that are in the group that I was doing. I always enjoy the competitive nature of things like that, and I really enjoyed pitching myself against the other guys. And the coach said at the end that you could see my endurance training and my understanding of my threshold levels, that I knew where my threshold was. I pushed myself to my threshold, and I carried on strongly through the 30 minutes. So I think I've got good stamina, certainly got good endurance. I just need to work on that strength. So that's something I'm going to do more of in the future. CrossFit sessions. So it's the CrossFit, it's the yoga. What have I got the rest of this week in the build up to New York? I have got a 1-hour swim session tonight. My son Fran is coming with me again, so we're swimming 9 till 10 PM tonight. Tomorrow I've just got a nice little bike ride, which I can't wait to get out on the bike. The plan says an hour, but I might get a little bit more. I might get 2 hours with a coffee stop in the middle somewhere, something like that. But I've got a nice little bike ride tomorrow. Then we travel Thursday over to New York. We're doing the Freedom 5K on Saturday morning as a little warm-up, and then New York Marathon Sunday. So that is where I'm up to, what I've got going on training wise, nutrition, sleep, CrossFit, yoga, race wise, holiday done. I think that's probably about it. I said it was a quick catch up. It might have been longer than I thought, but there you go. Any thoughts, please? Any comments, any suggestions, things I can change, do differently, include, forget about? Let me know. I'd love to get some interaction from you guys that watch it. this video. Yeah, let me know what you're up to as well, what races you've got coming up, how your training's going, what you're thinking ahead of the big winter training block to help with those spring races. Yeah, let me know how things are going. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Thank you to any new subscribers who've joined recently. I've had 1 or 2. I'm on a mission to get to 1,000. I'd love to get to 1,000. So if you don't already subscribe, please hit the subscribe button. Please like the video. Mention it to your mates if you can, and we will see you very soon on the next video. Take care. Bye.